All right, we are back, guys. Time for another trade show. Let's get right into it. Would you rather have A.J. Dillon and a 24 first or Christian McCaffrey?
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on McCaffrey. I got to at least get a 23 first for him.
Jaylen Waddle or Terry McLaurin, a 23 second, and Leonard Fournette.
Start 11
by a mile. Package by a mile, regardless of the format.
Start 10.
Start 10. No, I'm taking Jaylen Waddle. I want one stronger piece. Scott could be okay with all those minor pieces that he's going to.
But is he stronger?
Consolidate. Yes,
is he stronger? Value-wise, maybe, but I think they're in the same tier production-wise.
Well, I can trade Waddle before the season. We got a little bit of time. We got 3 months.
It's just trading Waddle, but you're trading Waddle in this trade. You get 3 pieces. You could probably flip Fournette. Maybe you get a 24 first. Do you like that better?
No, I don't like these 3 pieces. I'm going to go back to the well and get a better trade.
Okay, bad process, Shane. Bad process.
You're a bad process.
That's your bad process. Next one is Stephon Diggs and Michael Pittman or Justin Jefferson.
Well, Scott settles. Oh, you're not going to settle? Because I thought you were just going to settle there.
I don't think Pittman's that great.
I'm taking Jefferson.
Is that close at all?
No.
No? You're just not going to mess around. Like, why give up the your show pony for a older Diggs and Pittman, who's still kind of an unknown? Okay, so would you rather have Drake London, Amari Cooper, and a 23 first, or Jamar Chase?
I'll take Chase.
Again,
I think the issue is with Cooper. Watson out, Cooper's dead. I mean, he's a wide receiver 5 if there's no Watson.
Yeah, it's the Cooper piece that's gonna make me lean Chase there. I mean, Drake London in the 23 first is nice, except Drake London's a pretty far tier down from Chase. Like Chase and Jefferson are in a tier by themselves. Like you've got to get just absolutely smash packages to actually accept the deal. If it's not something you're going to smash, then you can't do it.
So tell me this. Let's just take Jamar Chase, for example. If you're selling him, what are you looking for? What's it going to require? What's going to have to start with for you to continue the conversation?
Jonathan Taylor and a first.
If I have Chase and I was looking to sell, the only way I'd be really looking to sell would be if I'm trying to flip my roster construction towards getting a quarterback. The issue is I'm sitting there going like, okay, what quarterbacks do I want to target? And now I'm the one that probably has to add a first to get one of the elite quarterbacks that's, top 5, top 6. If I'm going down, like I think you send Jamar Chase for Ceedee Lamb and a 23 first, that gets rejected. Like I think Ceedee Lamb would be maybe the one insulated receiver where I'm like, if he has a 1,400 yard season, he could creep up to Chase and Jefferson. But no, I don't think anyone's adding a 23 first to Ceedee Lamb to get Jamar Chase. So I think there's not really a receiver. I don't want to pivot to Diggs or Kupp or Adams. Even if they smash for a year or two, it's just really hard to get wide receiver pivots. And then you're talking about, like, I was going to ask Shane, 23 first Drake London, insert a receiver in there instead of Amari Cooper that you would accept that deal, even in a start 10. Is there a strong enough, if it was Waddle or Marquise Brown, are you taking those?
Yeah, A.J. Brown.
Okay, so it has to be almost another top
Ceedee Lamb.
15. No, assume you can't get any of the top 10. Are you taking Marquise Brown, DJ Moore, any of those guys? No. And I think if you offer Chase for somebody's DJ Moore, Drake London at 23 first, they will decline it. They won't give up those 3 for one player. So it's hard to see deals get done with them, honestly.
Yeah, for me, if I'm selling like one of those studs, I'm not only going to need a stud in return, but I always want to make sure I'm getting firsts as well. I want a first as a draft pick for flexibility, and I want studs. That's where it starts. Keenan Allen or a 24 first.
24 first.
Pick.
Chris Godwin and a 24 first or T. Higgins.
Process. You hope Higgins has Godwin's career. Take the extra first.
T. Higgins, I like him. I think we might have just seen his best season. Godwin's going to give you at least what T. Higgins can give you, and you get another first, which is always fun to play with. Take that money in the bank and the credit card.
Gabe Davis or a 23 second?
Yeah, 23 second. Definitely 23 second.
I probably aim a little bit higher, honestly. I'd want a second and a third. I think you can get easily if I was spam that deal, I would get an accept within an hour or less. I probably should be asking for more.
Kadarius Toney and Kareem Hunt or Rashad Bateman?
Bateman.
Yeah, I've been looking at Bateman's stats, and I've been telling myself I'm probably a little lower on him than I need to be. If I'm going to buy in on Tony, then I need to buy in on Bateman, who had a much better rookie year. So I'm going to go Bateman.
All right. Would you rather have Brandon Cooks or 23 seconds?
Picks, because I could turn around and buy one of Gabe Davis with one of those picks, and then I get Gabe Davis in a second for Brandon Cooks.
That's what I was going to say. You could turn around and trade one of those 23 seconds for Brandon Cooks later in the year. Like, dude will completely forget that he made that trade, or she will completely forget that they made that trade. And then, as per usual, you'll be able to buy Brandon Cooks for a second later in the year.
Kyler Murray or Matthew Stafford and a 23 first?
I mean, the quarterback advantage is going to matter more with the less starters. So you could justify like in a start 10 or maybe a start 11 still going with Kyler. But if it's start 11, it's on the fringe. But if it's start 11 or 12, like a lot of our leagues, having that extra first, which basically you can pencil in to be starter value, I think that's an intriguing deal. I think I would have a hard time accepting the trade to trade away Kyler. But I also think that that's a trade where if it's in your inbox and you have Kyler, you are at least looking at that 23 first to see where it is.
Right.
But on the other end, if I send that trade to Shane, and Shane is the second worst team in the league, I don't know if you're necessarily parting with that 23 first. So I do think there's some context to the value of the pick. If we're just saying random, could be late, then yeah, sure. But you're not trading are you doing the 101 or 102 in that trade, Shane, just to get your elite quarterback?
To get Kyler?
You have a tanking team and someone says, man, you got Stafford. He's 34, 35 years old. You want to get younger and better at quarterback, Shane. All you need to do is give me that 23 first that you plan tanking all the way to the bottom.
No, because I know the pick's going to accrue in value as the year continues. So no, I'm not going to give that up.
Now, if I have a dominant team and I'm one quarterback away and I'm trying to get a second elite quarterback and all I have to give up is I've been in the playoffs 4 straight years, then yeah, I'm giving Stafford in the 23 first. But I do think there's a middle ground there that you do have to define before you just say yes or no.
All right, so this one is a tight end premium, but only 1.5. Are you taking TJ Hockenson or a 24 first?
Pick.
Man, it's so hard to pass on the first. 1.5. I'm probably going to take the pick.
Where it's easy is to pass on, unless you're getting the smash positional value, then it's easy to pass. Now, it doesn't mean every single league I would do it. If like Hawkinson's my only tight end, I'm kind of making a bet that he could rise into the top 4 or 5. But if he doesn't, he's not probably worth a first. It's really just what's your tight end room look like. If I have 2 other decent tight ends, say like Evan Ingram and Tyler Higbee or something like that, I'll trade him away and just platoon.
Travis Kelce and a 24 first, or Mark Andrews and a 23 second?
Kelce in the first.
Yeah. I know that Mark Andrews is the most efficient tight end that's ever lived, and we should always expect that to continue going forward. But Kelce's going to probably outscore him next year, probably the year after that, or at least come darn close to it. And I said darn tootin'.
I think somebody could look at the Andrews and Kelce age difference. And I mean, Andrews is very good. He's probably not going to have Kelce's career because he's not in Kelce's situation. But if he was in Kelce's situation, we would have him doubled in value of where Kelce is. So it's not necessarily Andrews. It's just, how many more elite above replacement seasons does he have in him? But I think if you send Kelce in the 23 or Kelce in the 24 first to someone else for Andrews in the 23 second, they don't necessarily accept it. And I think if you're willing to make trades like that, that's a good example of a trade where if you're willing to absorb the age and just bet on like a 2 to 3 year window with the older player, whether it's a receiver or a tight end or a running back, you can get the extra first. You can make move after move after move. And it's like, okay, I just turned a bunch of 24, 25-year-olds into 29, 20, or 30 years old. And I have 4 firsts now in 2024 out of nowhere.